Hey everybody, welcome back to Mama's Baby Tarot. So I see all the comments. Everyone wants me to do more videos on the relationship between the Biebers and the Kardashians. And as y'all can see, just me doing the current energy took 40 minutes for each of them. So that would be a super long video to do. So what I've chosen to do is instead I'm just gonna go live at some point when I have free time and just do a deep dive fully into the Hailey Bieber and Justin Bieber relationship with all of the Kardashians. And so past, present, and future, we'll do that, and you can catch it live. And if not, YouTube posts the lives to your page, so you'll be able to watch it after the fact, even after if you don't catch it, live at the moment. But I'm gonna answer all of those questions and we'll do deep dives on them. But I can't do like a 4-hour video. I don't want to do that. As far as these past life readings, because this is going to be a past life reading on Kris Jenner. The whole thing of me doing the past life readings was, at first I was just like, let's look into any past life, see what they got going on, because I could kind of see, looking at people, and two people, what kind of karmic links and past life links they have, but as I want to say probably to Halle Berry's on, that's when I realized, like, oh, okay, wait. Because with Halle Berry on, if you go watch it, I noticed a lot of similarities of hers to a friend that I know in real life. And I was like, she's got to be Queen of Clubs in cardology, because this person that I know is a Queen of Clubs, and this is how their life has been playing out. So I'm sure her life, there's a similarity there. So I Googled it, and turns out, yes, her birthday is one of the birthdays that is Queen of Clubs, and all that good stuff. So I realized, like, okay, there's a lot to learn about the day that you was born, because the day that you was born tells a lot about the actual lessons you're going to learn, how your life is going to play out, and things like that, as in the the month and the day. So I think Halle Berry is what, August 4th, I think. But look it up and see. But look into your cardology and see more about that and what it all entails, because it will tell you a lot about how your life will play out, and other people that might be other birthdays and other people who born on those days that might be living out similar things to you. But anyways, now I kind of get the grasp of what we can learn from these people for these past life readings. So let's jump in right with Kris Jenner. I have written down questions so that way we get right into it, and it's like everything that we need to know connected to this current life that she's living. So let's jump right in. I will say, all of these decks, I'm looking at the bottom of them, they're very, very interesting. Money definitely plays a factor, because we got the abundance on the bottom of this deck. We got January and Fox coming out in reverse. So that tells me she was a real cold, stone cold person. The Fox in reverse definitely suggests that she was real not shrewd when it came to her money. She didn't mind spending, okay? She did not mind living lavishly and spending, okay? But water came out as far as like related to how she passed. So we'll have to look more into that and see what that's about. But overall, this is already very, very interesting. But I don't want to focus too much on that. Let's jump right in. So the very first question I asked, of course, is the physical, the location, the occupation. Like, who was Kris Jenner in this past life? Who was she? Okay, so let's see. We have imprisonment or slavery, Asia, love life, angels, Atlantis, authority figures, and spouse. Okay, a little bit more about her physically. We have enamored, gift, and single, sexy, and successful. All right, so let's start there before we get into the rest of these. What I'm already seeing from the enamored, gift, and single, sexy, and successful, she was definitely pretty, definitely a showstopper. She was a beautiful girl. She looked the part. She was real, definitely, probably adorned the pearls and everything. This is kind of like how you could imagine her. Long hair, definitely attractive, and attracted a lot of suitors and partners. People liked her. She had a lot of friends. She was just that popular girl. She had that kind of gift of gab, I feel like, is what I'm getting from this. And also, this is also telling me that she definitely was involved with occult and occult practices. So there was definitely something spiritually talented about her. She had definitely some psychic abilities and gifts. All right. Spouse. So one of the spouses that she had in this life, is what I'm getting from this, is somebody that she knows now in this current life, possibly partnered with them, possibly was in a relationship and marriage with them in this life. So we know that her spouse and her partner definitely affected her, and she was some sort of privileged lady. I'm looking at this card, and she was definitely living the good life. She was a matriarch, is what I want to say, of some sort of powerful family with this authority figures coming out here. She definitely was a part of a powerful bloodline, and people that would be known and be respected and possibly feared. Okay, as far as the family that she came from. We also have Atlantis. So like I said, there's something about water that's significant here. We'll have to look more into this and see if this literally was something that was huge, and like some sort of flood or some sort of accident, something. Because like I said, water, ships, and Atlantis. So there was something about ships, and possibly that could be where her family's fortune came from. I did see something about that when I look into Megan Thee Stallion as well, so that's interesting. But there's definitely something about water, possibly I want to say trading or importing or exporting, being part of her family's riches. But she definitely came from wealthy to do family. We also have angels. So like I said, she had some sort of spiritual guidance. There was some sort of spiritual aspect to her and her life and her connection, and she had some sort of angelic connection and guidance that she was being given, and she was definitely connecting with some sort of angels. This also tells me that she was sent here purposely. Okay, there's something about her life. I do see spirit circle here. So this says your soul is connected to a circle of spirits. Together you share a mission that unites your heart across time and space. So she definitely has a shared purpose with some people here on this earth, and was sent here for a specific mission that she is supposed to be accomplishing. So that's what I have as far as that. Then we also have love life. Her love life, we do have spouse here. So we know her love life played a huge role in this life that we're looking into now, and plays out in her current life. So she's dealing with a lot of karmic partners, dealing with a lot of karmic energy and past life energy in her current life when it comes to her love life. Okay, we also have Asia here, so this could tell me that she was of Asian descent. She lived on a continent of Asia, possibly part of some sort of Asian dynasty. Like, this is giving real royalty and riches when it comes to her bloodline and where she came from. So that's what I have so far, that she was of Asian descent. And with this imprisonment and slavery, I feel like she was a part of a really strong, powerful bloodline that could damage your reputation, that if you went against her, that you could end up in some sort of imprisonment. You really couldn't go against her. They had very much strong guards up when it came to her protection. You definitely couldn't infiltrate her family and her bloodline. There was a lot of possible I just feel like she had protection within her family and her bloodline, and they were really just strong, powerful people, and you couldn't mess with them. I don't know if they actually had slaves, or servants or things like that, but she definitely came from a strong, powerful bloodline that you couldn't mess with, and she was wealthy for sure. Let's get more. We have goldfish. Furthermore, increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. So she had the material wealth and the spiritual growth, the spiritual aptitude. She had psychic gifts and spiritual gifts in this life. It was both. It was a twofold. We also have chair empty. Someone is leaving your life. So she possibly could have lost somebody powerful, possibly this spouse, this lover. Could have been who she lost. We also have bread, bro. Period of prosperity and abundance. And wealth. She was wealthy. She was very, 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 very wealthy. Spiritual love coming on sideways. So, yeah, this is feeling more like she lost her spouse. Like she suffered a loss to the spouse. I'm seeing bell announcement. So, like I said, very powerful. This is also bringing me back to that Asian and that Asia card. So she was definitely confirmation on the Asian, and she was strong, powerful, and her family made, I guess, certain announcements and certain things, and her name rang bells, and she definitely rung bells around where she was from, and everybody knew her. And like I said, I feel like she lost the love. We also have hand, in need of help, assistance, or guidance. So yeah, if you needed help, if you needed anything, she definitely was part of that bloodline to go to. She definitely was a part of a family. I keep going back to that, where she had a hand in powerful things. Her family was really, really huge. And cloud temporary problems, yeah, they could cause. They had a hand in causing problems for people. They could cause your downfall. They definitely would make or break people. They were who people looked to when they were in need of assistance. So, I don't want to go too deep as far as Googling who exactly, but she was definitely somebody powerful. All right, I'm seeing dagger. Yeah, fear, worries, tense situations. So, she might have also been in some, strong situations. If there were part of some sort of Asian, mafia or anything of that sort, then there definitely would be, sticky situations, things where people stab you in the back, where there's, possible killings, murders, being involved with things like that. Definitely some darker, dangerous situations that she's been involved in and her family's been involved in, and I'm seeing broken ring in reverse. So it says parting ways, parting of the ways in either romantic or business. So it was, they were strong armed. You couldn't really, it wasn't easy to part ways with her family. They didn't take it kindly when you tried to break a bridge with them. It wasn't a good idea to break a bridge with them because they would definitely come after you and cause trouble for you. Her family was definitely to be feared, and they took their romantic and their business affairs very strongly, and they were not to be crossed and gone against. So anybody that did, or any kind of people that went against them, they definitely had to suffer. And I feel like with this broken ring in reverse, I still feel like there's something that's going back to her losing a spouse. So we'll have to see if we get more on that as we go on. Let's continue. I'll put these here. So I lastly asked, how did she pass away? Like, what was the nature surrounding, her ending and her death? So we have debt. So healing, fraud, home. A lot of these came out. Accomplice, partner in crime, natural disaster. Yeah, so there was something about a natural disaster and something of the sort. So we might be going really, really far back as far as a past life for her when it comes to this. Because if it was a natural disaster, I can't think of any real recent natural disasters that would have happened on the continent of Asia that involve confirmation, water, and lots of people dying. This took out a lot of people. This was a huge, huge, huge wave, or whatever this natural disaster was. A lot of bodies, washed up. A lot of people passed away in this this natural disaster, this accident, and it definitely involved water. I don't know if it was a tornado or a tsunami, but whatever this was, it involved water, and it took a lot of lives, and it took a lot of bodies, with them. So like I said, it seemed like she ended her life in some sort of debt, and we have fraud here, so she might have tried to take advantage of some people, money wise, and do some sort of money laundering. We do have organized crime here, so like I said, she was involved with some sort of bloodline that was involved in organized crime and harming people, and whatever abuse and neglect. With this abuse and neglect, she was an accomplice in, and a partner in, and a part of. It started in her family. This was a bloodline. This was a part of her home. This was something that she did. This was a real mafia type bloodline, like I said, and they caused a lot of harm and abuse to people. Did a lot of bad things, nasty, negative things, mainly around fraud and money laundering and taking advantage of people for the sake of greed and prosperity and having money in abundance. And yeah, she was an accomplice and a partner in crime to this, and this turned out to be the cause of her ending, and part of the reason why she ended up, losing her life in whatever this natural disaster was that like I said, involved water, but definitely organized crime going on within her family. And I think that with this healing, this is telling me that she never was able to really fully do the healing. She still had healing work left to do, and definitely had a lot of karmic debt that she was left with at the end of her life for what she was involved in. So ended her life with a lot of karmic debt, a lot of the karmic lessons that she still needs to heal in this life because of her involvement with this fraud and this money laundering and this crime and harming people. And the lies, I forgot about that, and the lies and the manipulation and the way that she was playing games and telling tales when it comes to people, because she was definitely part of some big organization that was playing chess and not checkers. Okay, so that was as far as her death. Let's see next. I asked, was she powerful? And then, did she have any karmic role connected to power and fame? We already know the answer to that. We already know the answer. Look, imprisonment is coming out again. Nice guy, voodoo, and karma. So yeah, she definitely was very powerful. She harmed a lot of people. Okay, a lot of nice people with this nice guy, a lot of people that didn't deserve it. She was responsible for them with this karma, either them at their life ending or them going through some sort of bad things, going to jail, being in prison. Like, yeah, she put a lot of people in jail. Yeah. Or ended their life. Okay, and with this imprisonment, like I said, she had a lot of protection. So whatever this protection was, is what kept her safe from getting any harm or really getting any karma, till the ending of her life. And then we also have voodoo here, so we know that she was doing some dark things spiritually as well. Wow. So whether or not she had any karmic role connected to, like fame and all of that stuff and power, we got self-love, karmic masculine, death magic, evil eye manipulation. So yes, she definitely had a karmic role involving fame and power. This was the role that she plays now is the same role that she played before, was damaging these men, like what she did to Justin Bieber. Self-love and karmic masculine, yeah, she's been damaging people's reputation and damaging their heart and damaging their life in the past and harming them, and performing rituals and death magic and having evil eye and manipulating people and doing a lot of evil nasty things. She's been doing this for a long time. So yes, she absolutely has in many lives, because this is what I asked about, had a karmic role connected to power and fame and damaging men and men's reputation and using her sexual nature and her heart and her love to gain access to these men, and then causing harm to them and manipulating them and causing endings and possibly their literal DEA, their literal death. She's been responsible for this. And now this is making me look at the whole situation with Robert Kardashian Sr. totally different, because she does this kind of stuff. Whoa. That's crazy. All right, so what was the next connection that I asked? Does she have any connection with any of her children? Does she know any? Y'all, I literally asked, do she know any of her children? Is she connected to any of them in this past life? Bro, it says karmic. I said karmic. Children, past life relationship, codependency, flirt, and love yourself first. Yes. She absolutely knows her children, has a codependent relationship with them. Especially, this is telling me, I want to know who, but I feel like it's Kim. Boy, oh boy, I feel like it's Kim specifically who she has this karmic codependent relationship with, that where it says addictions are affecting your romantic life, and possibly Kylie, because it's always the children that you love the most with this flirt, extend your lighthearted energy to others, the ones that they are they light the light of their life, and the ones that they love so much, that reminds them of them with this love yourself first. It reminds them of all of her childhood wounds and all that. Yeah, she most definitely know them and have a past life relationship with them. Tell me more about, which children these are. Give me some insight into which children these are. I see Quill. Quill, getting back to basics. Tell me more. Feather. Tell me more about this. Which child is this? Bo and Star in reverse. Yes, Kylie, the light of her life, the one that's getting back to basics, that's starting over and not feeling so wanting to be in the spotlight with the star coming out in reverse and not really caring about what it is with this you are highly thought of, the one that don't view her the same. She most definitely has a codependent karmic relationship with Kylie from a past life, and not just with Kylie. I don't feel like with children coming out here, it's multiple of them. Okay, anything else about anyone else? I know Kylie for sure. Anything else about anyone else? We got Stork. Okay, listen, it's mainly all of these children. With the August, does she have a child that's born in August? Younger woman, the youngest daughter. That's Kylie. It's Kylie. Yeah, Kylie is the one for sure. They keep going heavy on that, but I feel like also with Stork, it's also the oldest. It's also the first one, the first birth, the first baby that she had, which is Kim. So yeah, these two, it says stepping into a new experience with Leg. Those are the two that she has a karmic codependent relationship with. She knows those children from her past life. Anything else? Because I'm for certain. That's why it's two children here. It's Kylie and it's Kim. Door and Heart. Yes, it's the one that she opened up new doors with and opened up new opportunities with and loved and opened them too. Those are her karmic children that she knows from her past life. Yeah, Chug, Broom, and March. So this March is all about, the flowers and her wanting them to follow her marching orders and following her footsteps and do exactly what she say and listen to her with this jug. Like, yeah, that part where she was holding the camera. I don't know why it's bringing me to that with this broom. I don't know why it's making me think of that part where she was like, "You're doing great, sweetie. You're doing amazing, sweetie." Yeah. Those are her karmic children. Wow. And basically, because she, it feels like she was supposed to clean up the act when it came to them. She had a relationship with them in a past life, and this was an opportunity for her to get a new relationship with them. Okay, with this stork, for her to start anew and look at things differently. Okay, to change the past with this moon. It was all about her changing things and having a new beginning with them and getting back to basics when it comes to their relationship. They was giving her, it says, new home, new attitude. That's what they was giving her a chance to do, and do things differently with them. Okay, so I guess tell me a little bit about how it went in this past life. How did it go? Dog barking, always screaming at them, always telling them what to do. Table in reverse, always stressing them out. Giving them everything as well with this table in reverse, not making them work hard for everything. Not making them work hard for anything at all. Yeah, crown. You know what I'm saying? Just viewing them as queens. Yeah, she treated them as queens. They was codependent on her. They always needed her for everything. They was always around her. It was like mommy, 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 mommy. And they was obsessed and loved her. And yeah, of course, they needed her for everything. And she didn't make them work hard for nothing. She always just gave them everything just because they was royal and because they was part of that bloodline. And she, was always barking at them though. Always real, just tough and strong. And with this flag in reverse, never addressing their bad behaviors. It says, do not feel tempted to lower your standards, coming out in reverse. So she never told them to behave better, never held them to a high standard when it came to what they was, their behavior and how they acted. She was okay with them acting like, oh yeah, dark woman in reverse. She was okay with them being just as dark as her and following in her footsteps and being just as dark and nasty and demonic. This was a family. All right, her daughters followed right in her footsteps and did exactly what she was doing in this past life. And she had no problem with that. And she didn't encourage them to do better. She had them following in her nasty footsteps, doing low vibrational nasty things. Yeah, skulls. Hidden secrets can harm you. She had them doing dark things, evil things with the skull coming out here. And she made them, they was always listening to her, doing exactly what she said. Yeah, Mountain Road, she was always telling them they was on the right track. Yo, bro, Mountain Road here, you're doing amazing, sweetie. Oh, it's sick. All right, let me hurry up and get out of this. Wow, I love being psychic, but sometimes I'm just like, whoa, that goes a little bit too far. But yeah, she was definitely dangerous with this bear here. She was definitely a dangerous woman and not to be played with. Okay, so that was about her connection with her children. Let's see about the soul contracts that she had in this life. I didn't get that many. She didn't have that many soul contracts that she specifically needed to accomplish in this specific life that we're looking into, where she was this, Asian woman, part of this powerful mafia dynasty, whatever. It says boundless love, serenity within, and embrace the change. So she was supposed to be, going on an inner transformation. She was supposed to actually be becoming, I don't know why I keep saying be becoming, actually becoming more flexible. I guess they just want me to keep saying BB. We'll go into that. But she was supposed to be becoming stronger. She was actually supposed to be more flexible, and she was getting a chance at a renewal, even in that current life. Right? Just like she was with her children, and actually supposed to be getting an opportunity to do things differently with them in this life. In that life, she was getting an opportunity to change how she treated herself and how she treated other people, to not be evil, to not be entrapping people and imprisoning people and doing nasty things and enslaving them and having them doing your bidding, and basically being what we wouldn't call it a handler in the sense. Yeah, she's always been a handler, but this wasn't a handler in the sense of the music industry. I'm not sure. I mean, yes, it definitely was a lot about her affecting people's gifts, but this felt like she was more of a handler in the sense of she was high in the pecking order in the in the mafia, in the group, in the organization. She was high up in the organization. You have to follow her orders and do what she say. She was supposed to actually change that up and start anew with serenity within. She was supposed to be living a more peaceful life, just something calm, where she was supposed to just be enjoying her own peace and stability, and focusing on her inner healing. Also with boundless love, I feel like she was supposed to learn to expand her heart and actually be loving and be kind and learn to be authentically, genuinely a loving and kind and caring person. It says love is an infinite force. Let it nourish your soul and spread it to the world. So she was supposed to spread love, not hate. All right, that was what she was supposed to do. And I think I haven't seen it come out yet, but I think there was something about her losing a lover. So we're going to see when we get to that part. Whether or not, she lost a lover here, but those were her main soul contracts, was to, embrace serenity and embrace love and all of that stuff. So actually, really quickly, I just want to know, did she, what's the current standing on these things and whether or not she did it. So give me one for boundless love. Did she did she complete this and fulfill this contract? Spiritual rebirth and inner balance coming out? No, she did not. That's what the whole point of this spiritual rebirth is, that she's got to come back and rebalance this once again. So the answer is no when it comes to that. What about embracing change and growing? We know that. And doing the inner transformation. I feel like I already know the answer. Did she complete that? Divine contract? No, this is part of her current contract once again. It says your life story is woven from a divine contract. Each step you take fulfills a higher purpose. So especially because she didn't do this, she's going to continue. This is something that's always in her contract with this divine contract coming out. She always doing it. She always have this agreement and have to do this. It's like they constantly keep making her come back until she doesn't and she fulfills that part of her contract. All right, what about the serenity within? Finding the peace and the inner stability. Did she complete this? And that past life? Did she complete this one that we're looking at? Did she fulfill that contract by the end of her life? Beyond boundaries? No, this was way beyond her ability. Okay, it says break free from limitations and embrace the limitless potential of your soul. Expand beyond boundaries and step into your true power. She was never able to embrace her limitless potential. She never believed that she was worthy of it. Okay, that's the BB. She never believed in herself. She never believed that she could actually do it. There was no belief. That's why I kept saying that like that. She had no belief and no self-confidence, and she didn't trust in herself and believe that she was capable of actually being a better person. She felt like she had to stick with what she knew, stick to the rivers and the lakes that she was used to, and following, the footsteps of what she had already dealt with in her previous lives and what she known. So let's see about the karmic lessons that she's still dealing with in this current life. A lot, you guys. It was a lot. Gateway of awakening. In her guidance coming out in reverse. Seeds of light in reverse. I can't make it up. Shards of memory in reverse. Light of truth. Soul anchor and divine embrace. So let's start with the ones that are coming out in reverse. Just like I said, she don't see herself in a good light. She doesn't see her purpose. She don't view herself as a good person. She actually hates herself deep down. She doesn't have any kind of inner guidance or ability to tap in with her ancestors or follow, what it is that she believes in. She always feels like she has to be asserting her dominance. She has to force her way into people's life. She has to force people to like her and to listen to her because she don't have the ability to stand in her own truth. She don't have the ability to share her truth with the world. So she wants to dim other people's light. Okay, she don't know how to stand tall and follow her own inner guidance here. And with shards of memory coming out in reverse, it's like she just wants to keep reliving out the same cycle. That's another karmic lesson. Living out those same memories and those same cycles from the past life and not doing anything different. Still doing the same thing, never awakening and acknowledging that this is a cycle. She's not acknowledging it. It says wisdom is hidden within the fragments. Reclaim them to unlock deeper understanding. So she's not awakening those past life memories and on a subconscious level to understand that this is a problem that she's dealing with subconsciously. So those are the negative karmic lessons. The ones that are coming up upright, we have soul anchor, divine embrace, light of truth, and gateway of awakening. So what I am getting from this is that she thinks that what she's doing is good. She thinks that this is right with this light of truth here. She thinks that she's doing the right thing, that she's on the right path, and that's something that she has to reconcile with. The fact that she's actually very confused because her gifts, she don't have the gifts that she has gifts, but she's not able to really tap in with them in a positive way. So the messages that she get are confusing. She doesn't really know how to interpret and understand the messages that she's actually getting. So with this light of truth, they're saying that, she's continuing a cycle of delusion and self-deluding herself and believing whatever it is that she want to believe. Like if she was to pull some cards and shuffle them, like she don't care what the cards actually say. She's going to tell herself whatever message she want to believe to feel like what she's doing is right with this gateway of awakening. Like every choice that and decision that she makes, she wants to believe that she's doing the right thing and she's actually aware and she's elevating and this is the smart thing and she's opening up new possibilities and new horizons for her. Like she feel like she's doing smart things and she's opening up new opportunities for herself. So That's where another struggle in karmic, I guess, behavior and habit that she's carried into this life that she still has to deal with the soul anchor and divine embrace. I feel like it's another thing about her kind of deluding herself, but on a more emotional level, where she feel like everybody loves her, everybody likes me, I'm so amazing, I'm so great, I'm so perfect, I actually am, everybody, people embrace me with love, with this divine embrace. No one dislikes me. Like, she feels like she's the the light in people's life with this soul anchor. Like, I bring so much greatness and positivity to people's world. I bring so much light to the universe. She just thinks that she's this great person who brings so much amazingness to the world, and that this is her purpose with this soul anchor. Like, this is the right thing, and she's building the right foundations, and she feel like she has the strength, because we got the strength card coming out here, yeah, and the stability and the right to do all these things. So she doesn't care about the fact that she strongs on people when it comes to money with this Knight of Pentacles, because she feel like she got the right to. Okay, with this Page of Cups, she feel like that's how she's gonna get her open up her horizons, and she feel like the ancestors or the guys, like, she just has this deluded belief that God has given her the right to manipulate people and do whatever she wants, and all that, because God embraces her and he wants her to do all of this stuff, and she's on the right path. Like, she really has a delusional belief that she's playing out some sort of divine will, and she's doing God's will, and that God wants her to be this evil person for the sake of her having her greatness and her happiness. Although what the karmic lesson is that they're saying, no, gateways of awakening. Yes, there is so many different ways and opportunities that you can have blessings, but that don't mean that you have to be nasty and negative. You don't have to do it the bad way. There's so many different gateways and ways, but you keep sticking to the same way. You keep doing the same thing. Excuse me. And confirmation, and you're expecting something different, and you're expecting some, and it's like, no, she's living in a fairy tale with this Page of Cups. No, she's delusional. And to think that, anything is going to be different with the way that she's behaving is actually crazy and nonsensical. So let's keep going on here, because I feel like, yeah, we got the gist. She got a lot of karmic lessons that she got to learn when it comes to, her love, and, her thinking that she's that girl, and really needing to be real with herself and acknowledge the fact that she's delusional. All right, so let's see about what is this? The karmic patterns that she's repeating, if any. That's what I'm asking about. The karmic patterns that she's repeating, if any. Okay, so yes, we know that she's definitely repeating karmic patterns, because we already pulled in her karmic patterns, and we know that she's literally living out the same life over and over and not choosing to do anything. She has pretty much the same damn contract every time she come here, and she ain't even trying to learn her lessons and do anything. So let's go ahead. We have grounding, take a chance, listen, and walk away. So with grounding, we know that, like, it goes back to the peace within and the serenity within, and her needing to ground herself and be more realistic. Stop being so egotistical, stop being so high and mighty and feel like she's this amazing, great, perfect person, and stop viewing herself in a higher light. Like, she needs to start paying attention. It says go outside and plant your feet on the ground and enjoy the centering feeling this brings. She needs to ground herself, because she's freaking delusional and pretty much in spiritual psychosis, and think that she's some great amazing, powerful person that she's really not, and that she has the right to do these things that she don't actually have the right to do. Okay, y'all? And then we have take a chance. So yeah, another karmic pattern that she's repeating, where she's willing to take any chance. She's willing to take whatever risk. She's willing to do whatever she needs to get what she wants. She does not care. Okay, it says it's time to step outside your comfort zone. The world is waiting for you to take a chance. What you do, you'll be rewarded with newfound confidence and enthusiasm, and will begin to attract new results. So this is what she believed, that if she take these risks and do all of these weird things, even if it's unconventional or weird or dark and demonic and outside of societal norms, she don't care, because she feel like she's willing to take those chances. Okay, we also have listen. So you're being asked to listen to your inner voice. It's been guiding you to do something or say something, and it's time to act on its wisdom. So another karmic pattern that she's carrying and repeating in this life is just doing whatever it is that she thinks is right. She don't care about what the cards say. Like I said, she's deluded. She will tell herself whatever she wants to believe. I'm also looking at this person with their ears up. It's like it makes me think of Shravahna. I don't know if she has, Shravahna placements, but she feels like she has this delusional relationship with God and the divine, and like she's hearing, she can hear these messages and all that. Like, she really believes that she's listening to divine guidance and doing what it is that God wants her to do. I swear. It's crazy. This is real wild. And then we have walk away. It says you're wasting your precious energy on something that will not bear fruit. It's time to turn your attention to things more aligned to your soul's purpose. So another karmic pattern that she's following is not being able to walk away from negative things, not being able to stop doing negative stuff. They just gonna keep letting it be known that she is stuck. She cannot stop. She's stuck in a cycle that she is repeating forever in every incarnation in life, and she cannot walk away from it. She cannot stop. She cannot stand on her own and stand alone and choose to be by herself and be the person that she needs to be. So I also asked more about how is that playing out in this current life? Like how how is that playing out in this current life? Those karmic lessons, those karmic patterns that she carried from this life that we looking at, how are they playing out now in her current life? Okay, we have abundance, break free, reach out, self-doubt, stuck in lack, and professional assistance. So like I said, because she don't know how to stand alone and walk away, this is manifesting us all always needing help and always needing assistance and always needing advice of other people and looking, towards the divine and always needing to second guess her thought process and her guidance. She really don't even have a gut feeling to be able to trust in it. Because like I said, she don't have no real guidance. She knows she's confused, even though she try to pretend like she not, but she's just delusional and telling herself whatever she want to tell herself for the moment. So she definitely be having to seek wise counsel and need help and things like that, and she won't do it. That's how it's playing out, where she needs the professional assistance. She needs advice. She needs literal mental help. Yeah, she leaves. That's how it's playing out. She's in spiritual psychosis and she needs literal mental help. She's also stuck in lack. She also feels like she's insatiable. She always need more. She's like a damn hungry beast. Always need more money. Always need more. Nothing feels like enough for her. Nothing feels like enough. With this abundance card, please, all she care about is her money and her finances and what she could get out of people and how much money is coming to her and where that's all she care about is her greed and her financial situation. Another way that this is playing out with break free, it says you're being asked to break free from the tribe in order to live your authentic life. This isn't easy, but it's necessary if you're going to share your true self with others. Be brave, be real, be you, and trust that those who love you will always be there for you. This is also playing out with the fact that she has a lot of karmic people that she actually cannot trust. This is what this is telling me. That's why she needs to that's why, God will set up things in a way on purpose, right? The divine is not stupid. So because they want her to break free and stop doing all of this dark stuff, they make sure that she deals with a lot of obstacles when it comes to these people. They make sure that she's always looking over her shoulder and looking over her back and, with this self-doubt, not feeling like, she could trust herself and trust those other people. They make sure that, she carries that energy of doubt when it comes to her relationships, her friendships, her family, everything. She don't know who or what to trust. She feel like everybody is out to get her. All right, she feel like everybody is the boogeyman. And then we have reach out. It says you've isolated yourself and are trying to do everything on your own. It's okay to ask for help. So reach out to ask for support at this time. So this also tells me that another thing that, is playing out for her from this past life with this listen is that she does everything on her own. Like I said, she think that she got some sort of delusional rapport with the divine, and that the God is reaching out to her and telling her what to do and all of that stuff. So how that's playing out now is that she don't take nobody else's advice. Okay, she does everything that's why she always they saying she needs professional assistance, because she don't reach out and accept when she need help. She allows herself to just be deluded. She feel like she got it all figured out. So yeah, she takes on way too much on her plate. She be exhausted, overwhelmed, doing more than what she's really capable of, and that's really how it's playing out in this current life that she's living. Wow. This stuff is clear as day here. So let's go on to the next question. I asked what did I ask? Is this affecting her current life? Well, yeah, we already know. I said it's her drive, like her role, her job, everything in this life connected to that past life. We already know the answer is most definitely yes. So, and I said, majority of her past lives, not just this one that we're looking at now. So we'll look at it in terms of all of that. So we have the Knight of Swords, the Page of Cups, the Tower, the Seven of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups, the Moon, and the Nine of Cups, the Moon, and the Knight of Cups. Okay, so what this is telling me is that with the Knight of Swords, the same type of mental process and thought process that she had in that past life, that is the same sort of thought process that she came into in this life. So what that means is that a lot of the men with these knights, they came on the same level. So she's dealt with Knight of Swords and Knight of Cups. Yes, the same type of dudes that, want to offer her, make her these romantic offers that are, into the dark, nasty things that she's into when it comes to love and ritualistic stuff. Like, yeah, she meets a lot of dudes that are into that stuff, and she meets a lot of men that are on the same wavelength as her when it comes to their mental thought process and being into dark stuff and impulsive things, and it says lifestyle changes. So yeah, she meets a lot of men that are into those alternative lifestyles, and when it comes to love and when it comes to things like that. And the fact that both of these cards are knights as opposed to being a king or an emperor or anything, it tells me that a lot of these men, they be into some really nasty stuff. Okay, all right, we know that the listen, we see the Page of Swords here. They be into younger individuals, okay, and things like that is what I'm gonna be real here and say. They be into younger individuals, but with this Page of Swords, yeah, gossip, lies, all of that stuff, all of that, what you want to call it, slick, sneaky stuff, yeah. That's definitely a part of it, and that's always been a part of it, okay? And then with the Tower and the Seven of Pentacles, that's telling me that they wanted her to make the changes. The purpose was to have her go through tower moments, to go through all of this chaos, drama, all of these things in her life. Yeah, she's been through it before, but this time, this was for her to actually put the work in, to stop delaying the changes, to stop, waiting and saying, oh, I'm going to be a different person. No, she was supposed to be better this time. This is, again, her being given another chance. And the angels and everybody, the angels sent her here directly. Angels came out to correct this and to actually put the work in so that she can restore her order as, a divine one and not being a freaking fallen angel like she is now. She is a fallen angel, just like Halle Berry is. Like, they be having these wounds and these things that's going on with them, and they come back as these powerful people, these celebrities, these people in the public eye, because it's like, yeah, we're going to show everybody your life on the public scale. We're going to put you on a big stage. This ain't going to just happen behind closed doors. Everybody going to get to witness and see all this with the moon here. It's going to be all your drama, all of that stuff, all of that unsuspecting drama, unforeseen circumstances, all that stuff, that nasty stuff is going to be put on the forefront. Your life is going to be front page news. So we're going to see what you do with that. Do you make the right choices? Or are you going to be satisfied with, being stingy and being money motivated and only caring about your wishes and all of that stuff? Or are you going to actually make a change and, for once do something different here, make a better decision? So yes, this previous life here is directly connected to her current life, and everything that we've talked about so far is the reason why she has this current life right now, and she's supposed to be making better choices because the ancestors have set it up for her to go through a lot of chaos and drama, and her life is on a public scale for a reason, so that she can, people are going to get to witness her, just like people will witness her triumphs, people will witness her downfalls, people will witness her drama, people will witness the good and the bad and the ugly when it comes to her. All right, so that's what we have as far as that. I asked about love next. Finally, love. So what do we have? Finances and career, getting to know each other, romantic feelings, and separation coming out in reverse. Wow. So she definitely was more focused on her finances. It says financial issues are a factor in your love life right now and getting to know each other. So because of this is, now it's making sense about about the broken ring and her not having the love that she wants. That's why she's so bitter and scorned, because the guy that she really loved wasn't in the same tax bracket as her, didn't have no money, wasn't wealthy, wasn't rich, was probably of a lower caste. She couldn't be seen with him, couldn't be seen out with him. With the separation in reverse, they had to stay away from each other. She was not allowed to, romantic feelings coming out in reverse, to express that she liked him and that she had real feelings for him. It says your feelings are real and worth exploring. So she was never given a chance to explore her true romantic feelings or explore love and really have somebody that she truly wanted to be with. It says time apart from your partner is on the horizon, but that's coming out in reverse. Like, no, they told her that she had to be with somebody that, she was always being watched by, somebody that was within that same bloodline. So it says as you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So she had a real strong relationship and bond with somebody, but she was not able to get to know this this person beyond that. She wasn't able to express her romantic feelings and have a marriage with them. So tell me more about this person and what was going on here, because I'm seeing that their finances and career was definitely not aligned. They were on two different pages. What is this? Healing family issues and free yourself. So yeah, it says her parents told her no. It says your love life benefits as you forgive your parents, and it's time to take back control of your life. So she was not able to take control of her life and do what she wanted because her parents forbade her from being with this man. Her parents forbid her. They said that it was not allowed. Tell me more, because I'm sure that it had something to do with this man's finances. All right, and him not not being on the same page, and him not being, you know, financially stable and having the money. New love, yeah, they started up a whole new, they got her a new person. They said, no, you're gonna be in an arranged marriage. You don't get to go to be with this person. He was real sad about this. She had to go towards somebody new because of an arranged marriage. Yeah, it said this could be the one in engagement. Literally, they forced her. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. So she had already met the one that she loved. She felt like he was the one. She really wanted to be with him, but instead she was forced towards this new love and forced into a arranged marriage. So she was very, very bitter about this. I can tell you that right now, that her parents didn't allow her to have this love. Anything else? Soulmate. Yes, this is her soulmate. So yeah, that person was her soulmate, and she felt like she lost out on her soulmate. Okay, it says give your relationship a chance. She never got to give her soulmate, the relationship with her soulmate, a chance. She never got to work on a partnership and have that love with them. So yeah, that's wild. We're gonna get some more fries with that, because I do see forgiveness on the bottom of this deck. So it says, I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. So we know that in this current life, she's still harboring certain resentments for this. And that was the next question that I asked, like, you know, how do she feel in this current life towards those people? Is she still around some of those people that quote unquote betrayed her, you know, and didn't allow her to have the love that she wanted? So let's see. We have worry, acceptance coming out in reverse, pride in reverse, regret and guilt. So yeah, she has a lot of regret for the fact that she never got to have this love. And yeah, there definitely is. It says, I release any belief that no longer assists in my soul's growth. So with she hasn't been able to release it. She's still carrying regret, and she's still feeling the type of way, but there's somebody in her life that feels guilty. Okay, there is somebody who's around her currently that feels guilty for making this happen, and they worry with this worry whether or not she knows, whether or not she senses this from the past life. You know, these are all just subconscious tones that people might not be able to understand. It feels like it was her mom, so we will go ahead and get, you know, more cards on, you know, exactly who it was. But I am seeing that, you know, there was an issue with her really being able to forgive this person, and her feeling, this person feeling like they should not have done this and that this was a prideful decision. And, you know, with this acceptance in reverse, worrying whether or not they will be able to accept that this person made a mistake and forgive them. So yeah, this person did come back into their life and try to, you know, be of service to them and be good to them, and, you know, hope. It says, I accept that everything happens in divine order. So yeah, this person, you know, tried to establish trust with Kris and have a relationship with her and really be truthful and helpful and nurturing to her and a friend to her, because they wanted to make up for whatever happened in this past life, even though they may not have known that that's what they was doing. So tell me about this person. Tell me about who this person is. Grief, sorrow over a loss. So this is somebody that she lost, somebody that passed away. Basket, recognition, reward for merit. Yeah, somebody wanted to, you know, reconcile. That's what they wanted to do from something from the past. They wanted to give her flowers with this basket here, give her recognition and apologize to her for stopping her from having the person that she wanted with the shield in reverse. For not, I feel like is it her father? Like, that's the vibe that I pick up on. Oh God, I hope that these weren't a part of these. Yeah, these were. Okay, yeah, we have door. Wait, no, these were a part of these. I'm sorry, I believe. Wreath, basket, shield in reverse, ring, and tree. So yeah, this was a family member of hers that didn't want her to involve in this marriage. I feel like it was her father, and he's apologizing for not allowing her to have this. But who is this? Oh, it was, whoa. Give me more confirmation. Was this her husband in his current life? Was this Rob? Pineapple. I told you, reconciliation. This person wanted to reconcile and apologize for not, you know, letting her have that marriage and that family, and they feel bad for not trusting her and not letting her, you know, have that, and for putting up that shield and blocking her from really having that. And with the scales in reverse, it's like they had to rebalance that. They felt like they had to make up for that loss, rebalance that karmic debt that they had. And like I said, this is somebody who already passed away that she's lost in the past. So it makes me feel like it's either her father and this current life, or it was Rob Kardashian Sr. So I'm trying to see more, like, because it's definitely somebody that's, you know, a part of her family in this current life. Okay, and this definitely feels like it's a male. So tell me more about who this person is. Tell me more about who this person is that that passed away, that she lost. Homicide inside beach. Yeah. It's Rob. Secret. It's Rob. Homicide, beach, inside. Bro, she tries to bury it deep down that she knows that it was an inside job, his ending, and that she was a part of that. And that's the secret that weighs on her heavily, that she knows about what happened to Rob Kardashian. Oh my God. So that's a sidebar. But we're not gonna get stuck there because we're gonna have to do another video on that. But yeah, that's basically who the person is. Yeah. Like this missing. Yeah, it's her ex-husband who she had a family with. Yes, I did just put the on family. Yes, it is the father of her children. That wow, that was sent here to. He was her father in a previous life, so that's creepy. She should have never even been with him because he was her parent in her previous life. So that relationship, but either way, no. I guess the ancestors set that up so that way he could, reconcile and like I said, apologize to her. That was his whole point. He really wanted to apologize and reconcile for not letting her have what it is that she wanted. That's wild. Oh boy, these connections be crazy. Let's keep going because I know this video is already 50 minutes long, and I want to go ahead and get to closing it out. And then I said gifts and talents. Gifts and talents from that past life. Gifts and talents from that past life. Oh, these are already cards that I had already chucked. Yeah, I had already chucked these cards. I apologize. So let me move all these here so that way they're out of the way and we can get to closing out this reading. I'm sorry. I'm still stuck on that a little bit. I just want to know a little bit more. So, Rob. Oh, let's go to the... Okay, so Rob Kardashian Sr. Rob Kardashian Sr. was Kris Jenner's parent in a previous life. Yes. That was her daddy. Wow. Because this is what the Ace of Spades, the Two of Hearts, and the Six of Hearts. Yeah. She was one of possibly 6 children. One of 6 children, I feel like. So here she go. Do she have 6 children? So that might be like a karmic trend there. But anyways, let's just go ahead and continue. But I'm sorry, that one just had me a little bit confused. But this is the last question that I asked, so we can close out this reading. No, this is not the last question. This is the second to last question. I asked about her, whether or not... Wait. Some of these cards wasn't supposed to be... I just have to ask it again. I apologize. I won't even get stressed on it. Her gifts that she had from this current life. We have lessons and blessings, scribe or writer, and wisdom. We have success, club, apple, ink pot, and camel. So listen, club. One of her gifts and talents that she had was that she could strong arm people. She could make people do whatever she wanted, make them do things against their will. All right, it literally says someone would try to make you do something against your will. So yeah, she was that girl that can make you do something against your will. Another gift that she had was, the ability to create success and abundance and have money, and the spiritual gifts that she had. We also have apple here, so it says temptation will test you. So like I said, she was beautiful. She was a femme fatale. All right, we talked about how attractive and how good she looked and how people would fall in love with her. So that's how she would do her bidding to get you to fall under her, to bite that apple. She was very much like Eve, okay? She had that temptation and would get you to do whatever it is that she wanted you to do, okay? Never trust a big button to smile. That girl is poison, for real. And then we also have ink pot. Poison. Listen, it says problems to be resolved. That girl knew how to get out of issues, get out of problems. She knew how to get her way out of a problem, okay? But her life was stained, okay, with this ink pot. That's what this tells me. Like, she had a real crazy reputation for the amount of people that she's harmed, caused problems for, and all of that other stuff. But she always persevered with this camel. It says persevere and you will overcome your obstacles. So she always knew what to say, what to write, what to do, like with this ink pot and this scribe or writer. So she definitely had, like I said, a gift of gab with speaking and with writing. So she was definitely a profound writer and had a great ability to captivate people and capture people through her words and the way that she spoke. And, she was just really, really good with words and had a way with words. And also writing, and possibly could have been, an actual writer had she focused on what it is that she was supposed to do, because she has a lot of creativity. That's what this tells me with this unicorn. She had a lot of ideas and creativity. You know, it's not necessarily wisdom that I'm picking up on this card, because a lot of her wisdom was diluted, but she was able to, that delusion can be good. So she obviously has some sort of Pisces placements. That delusion can be good for, you know, being creative and coming up with new ideas and coming up with stories and writing books and movies and all of that kind of stuff. So that was definitely some talent that she had. Also with lessons and blessings, it makes me feel like, you know, it makes me think of time. And it makes me, I don't know why it makes me think of that Lucy movie. Why did that remind me of that Lucy movie now? Well, it was like things would always work out in her favor, even if it was in the, you know, the nick of time. Like, she definitely escaped a lot of hard lessons, right? Things would definitely work out in her favor with the blessings. Like, she'll get out of a situation hairy in the nick of time. Like, if it's a shootout, she might get grazed, but she wasn't gonna die. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, she died from natural causes. She died from some sort of natural disaster. She didn't die from somebody harming her. Okay, like, and with this healing, it's giving me that she was possibly old, even like made it to you know, a decrepit sort of old age, where she would just be like, you know, off away somewhere, laying in bed. Like, it don't, you know, maybe, or maybe even in, you know, possibly in a hospital bed. But I'm not seeing that, you know, she died. Not a hospital bed, but like, you know, a nursing home. One of those, anyways, y'all know what I mean. But I'm not seeing that she died like from someone actually killing her and shooting her. I'm seeing a natural cause of her death. She could have been in a hospital bed even, just to be honest. But yeah, that's what I have as far as her gifts and talents in that life. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. She definitely would get out of a situation in the nick of time. You wasn't going to be able to catch her lacking and catch her slipping. She definitely knew how to get out of situations. So the last question that I had asked was about, is this a pattern or a new beginning for her, being famous and being powerful? But I don't see the cards. I don't see the cards. I had pulled them, but I don't. They was a part of this stack, but I don't know where they at now. No, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here we go. It was these 9 cards. Sorry. Thank God. Because I was like, boy, I'm going to have to pull cards on that again. And I didn't really feel like it. All right. So, is this a pattern or a new beginning for her? Please, this is a pattern. This is a pattern with this 8 of Wands here. Most definitely. Like she done did this so many times. It's like I said, it's a cycle. It's over and over and over and over and over. But this time they was hoping for her to get some sort of real progression. This was a chance for her to get some real progression. So what this tells me is that she been down under for a while. Okay, she been down there for a while. They was like, you know what? You got to go through some incarnations as other things. I don't know if she was a bird, a dog, an animal, whatever. She had to go through some other incarnations. Okay, I don't know why it just brought me back to that stork card. So maybe she was some sort of bird. You know, she had to go through other incarnations before she could come back and really be herself. And it's like, no, they thought that they had given her enough time of judgment. That's what this is telling me. We thought we sent you down there for enough time, and that you know, after all of that time that you spent down there, all of them eternities, we thought that it was finally time to bring you back and have you make some progress, and you free yourself from, you know, your limitations with this 8 of Swords, and do what you're supposed to do, and stop focusing on greed with this 4 of Pentacles, and be all money motivated. And we're going to put you in the spotlight with this star. It says being in the spotlight, hope, rejuvenation, faith, inner clarity. We're going to do that, but we're going to see if you're going to be renewed. This was a chance at a renewal. Okay, so she didn't immediately reincarnate. She went through a couple. I want to say 8. At least maybe, because this is 8. Like, she possibly went through 8 incarnations, y'all, before she came back here now. That's why this feels so old and so ancient, because she literally had to go through a lot of time down there and through other incarnations before she can come back and be a human again. All right, you don't just get rewarded with coming back and being a human after you do dark, disgusting stuff. All right, so nah, it's been a while of her being other things before she came back here, and they thought that she had finally learned her lessons and got her awakening and her clarity, and that she was finally going to start following her life purpose and make better decisions. They thought that she understood. Okay, it literally says, watch your back, grit, don't make the same mistake twice. So they trusted her with this 9 of Wands, that she was going to do right and move on. But instead, with this 8 of Cups, she chose to go with what she already knew, stick to the rivers and the lake that she used to. Okay, I can't make it up. With this King of Swords, it says head over heart, truth, discipline, strategic thought. So she was just like, no, this is what I know how to do. This is what I've already done. It feels familiar to me. It feels comfortable to me. This feels right with this star. So it feels divinely guided, like it's the right thing. Like I said, she's delusional. So she felt like it made sense and it was the right thing to do. Okay, and with this King of Cups, Confirmation, there's also a part of her that feels like, love and all of these things and moving from compassion. That's what she feels like she's more motivated by and what she's here to do. And she thinks that people love her, okay, with this compassion and balance. She really feel like men love her, women love her, people, everybody loves her and want to be around Kris Jenner. She just thinks that she is the most, her ego is so big. All right, she's very manipulative also with this King of Cups. And so because, manipulating people and this King of Swords, manipulating people, taking advantage of them, using them, abusing them, because that's all she knows, she just decided to come back in and do it again. So that's what I have as far as this past life reading for Kris Jenner. That's crazy. The only other thing that I'm kind of like, because they still got me in the energy a little bit, only thing that I kind of want to know is where is she, as far as the gifts, the spiritual gifts that she has. How is that affecting her current incarnation and how she's using her spiritual gifts now? Because I know she's delusional, but I want a little bit more juice on that. Concerned and mature woman. So like I said, she's always worried about her future. She's always worried about, oh my God, am I going to be successful? Am I going to be this? Am I going to be that? She's always worried about her reputation, how she looks to people, how she's viewed, making sure that people always love her and see her in a good light. So that's what she uses her gifts for, to always make sure that she has a good image. She uses it to see what's going on with her image. Like, is there any concerns? Is there any bad news? Like, are people talking about her? She tries to stay ahead of the curve. Divine feminine. She always wants to keep her reputation clear. So she uses her gifts to keep herself in people's mind, okay? To keep herself at the forefront. Oh my God, I can't make it up. With concern, mature woman, divine feminine, and mature man. Yeah, she uses her gifts to keep herself on people's mind, to do, siphoning spells, to keep herself pretty, to keep herself looking beautiful. Yeah, I can't make it up with health concern. Like I said, she's siphoning off of them for her beauty, for her looks, for her wealth, her health, her abundance. She siphons off of men and women to do this. She siphons off of the general public, like the masses, the community. She does this with her lovers. She does this behind closed doors with other, people that she's a part of this bloodline with, like, yeah, high honor and occupation. This is literally her job, is to keep herself in high honor and high occupation. And she's always worried about her image and her reputation and keeping it good and keeping her standing really, really high within the bloodline. Because as her being, somebody that's like, she's pretty much over all of the girls, most of the socialites in the entertainment industry, the girls, she's in charge of them. She's their leader. She tells them what to do. You got to understand that. So she has to make sure that she stays in that look, because or else they're going to replace her with somebody else. So she got to always make sure, like, is there somebody else trying to come from my spot? Is there another person that they thinking about replacing me with when it comes to the hierarchy? Like, she don't want no one to be, in front of her when it comes to her role in the Eyes Wide Shut crew, and people having to do everything through her and listening to her. Yeah, she want to make sure that she keeps her doors open, her pathways open, and everything good, and that no one can take her role and no one can take her job at this occupation here, that she's always the leader and in this lead role. So yeah, that's what I have. Yeah, she's not trying to move on anytime soon and do anything different. She just want to make sure that she's ascending, okay? She wants to always be at the forefront in this bloodline, all right? I cannot make it up. Okay, and for some reason, like I said, she's delusional and she believes that she's going to end her life in high honor, and that whoever this dark priest is that she is really talking to, because it ain't God, this dark priest that she's talking to is going to make sure that she ascends when she transitions and she dies. When whole time they're delusional, girl, it don't matter how many sacrifices you make and how many men and women you give them, how many people you take off this earth and you sacrifice and siphon to get your money and get everything and have yourself be in high honor. You are not going to ascend when you cross over. I promise you, that woman is not going to be ascending when she cross over. And if she do ascend, when her next life, they might just do that. If she do ascend, her next life going to be full of plenty of lessons and blessings. When I tell y'all, yeah, she's going to be in a lot of emotional hurt and pain, and it's going to be a life full of poverty that next life, if she does ascend and go up to heaven, because she may end her life with some riches and blessings. And if she do, then she might ascend to heaven, and they might just give her a little, she might do some good things and have helped some people in her life, so she might got a little good karma that put her up there. But once that's done and she gotta come back again, they're gonna send her back quick that time. When she do, it's gonna be a lot of hurt and emotional pain, and she's gonna be broke and in poverty. All right, so that's what I have for y'all as far as future predictions when it comes to her soul journey and everything. So I hope that y'all enjoyed. This was a really fun, interesting reading, and it's crazy what these people got going on. I'm not even gonna lie. I hope that y'all watch it. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and I will see y'all later.